Hi, Julie McDonald, and I've been at DVBC since 1982.
And I'm Tom McDonald, and we started at the old church in Greensborough Road just before Christmas in 1982.
My name is Reginald Frank Page, but I'm known as Frank, and we arrived at Greensborough Baptist Church January 1961.
Hi, I'm Jan Gear.
And I'm Alan Gear.
And we've been coming to this church for over 40 years. Our family started coming to what was Greensborough Baptist in 1981, at the time the church was planning to move and build at the Diamond Creek Road site.
So I am Jolene. I have been at Diamond Valley for almost 40 years. So I am 43 this year. And my family and I came to Diamond Valley when I was probably about 3 years old. So coming up to 40 years.
My name's June Phillip, and I've been in Diamond Valley since 1982. And I moved down from Sydney as a single mum with 3 kids. And the pastor then made us feel so welcome and part of the family.
My name is Dale Phillip, and I'm June's husband, and I've been coming here right from the beginning, the whole 40 years. 2 years prior to that at Hobson Street, Greensborough.
My earliest memory at DVBC was at the old building at Greensborough Road and singing, funnily enough, in the choir.
I was taken really by how friendly and accepting people were for those who were new to the church. And also, after being there a couple of months, is how many people were actually actively involved in ministry.
We arrived in January 61, and our first senior pastor arrived the week after, Jimmy Pace. And a couple of weeks later, he rang me and said, "Would you like to be youth director of the church?" And it's a job I performed for 10 years.
One of my earliest memories is meeting other families up at the church site on Saturdays, sharing barbecue lunches with kids running around and playing together and having a great time, while us hard-working adults made mud bricks.
I have always felt that DVBC has been my spiritual home. I believe God has called us here to serve here, and my recollections are just the growing church in the earlier days, and where I have learnt most is really just my faith has been deepened in so many ways over so many years.
One of my earliest memories has to be Sunday school. And I remember sitting in a room similar to Lounge 1. It looked a bit different back then, but with Ron and Jan Ellis as my Sunday school teachers. And I also have very strong memories of Kingdom Kids. And I know I've spoken about this before at church, but I remember standing up on the stage at Diamond Valley singing with Ron and Jan Ellis. So they set up with all of the young kids at Sunday school. They started a choir, which I remember learning to sign and to do a sign language song to Silent Night, which we performed at a range of churches. So that's one of my really strong memories of Diamond Valley.
My earliest memories of DVBC was the March of Witness by the families of Hobson Street Church. We walked from Hobson Street up to the present site as families.
My earliest memory is when I first came to the church that Pastor Alan Nunn made us feel so welcome, but also I had a friend who needed some help, and he asked Dale to help, and so that's how Dale and I met, and 32 years later we're still going together.